Sports Chasers Podcast. Coming to you live and direct with your host and your moderator, Kevin L. Warren. This is a real sports podcast for real fans.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? It's another edition of the Sports Chasers Podcast. It's the fourth and short segment, the divisional round segment here. We're going to talk about the four games that transpired over the weekend. But before we talk about that, let's make sure we like, click, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you share our YouTube channel at the sound of our voice. Also on the podcast side, those that are listening on the podcast side and you're driving your car, you're at work or whatever, make sure when you listen and make sure you go to Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcast. Make sure you give us that 5-star review. 5-star review. And D-Dub, what you want them to do when they're in the comments?
Yo, leave a comment. Haters will love us, but tell us something so we can get better. That's all.
Haters will love us. You know what I'm saying? Let's meet the crew. We got the hockey dude, Dan, the hockey dude. Dan, what's up, bro? Welcome back.
What's up, fellas? Good to be back. Good to get in these four games today. Good weekend. Let's get at it.
Oh yeah.
Let's get at it. A lot to get into. Let's get at it. DA, what's up, bro? How are you, sir?
I am good, sir. Good weekend, man. It was good football. A little craziness afterwards, but yeah, good football, I'd say.
Yeah. Good football. We'll talk about that. DA's Niners, they got the victory. We'll go into that in a little bit. We got the Mad Hatter, aka, D-Dubs, aka the Mad Hatter. He's got on Sports Chasers merchandise today, and that's very significant because I'm going to talk about that here in a second. D-Dubs, what's up?
What's really good? Welcome back. Fourth and short. Yeah, let's get it. Good weekend for football.
Great weekend for football. The angry one, James Eric. What's up, bro? How are you, sir?
Good. How is everybody doing out there in Sports Chasers land? Fourth and short. Let's make it fourth and short. Let's go.
Yeah, how you feel out there? Hey, before we dive into something, I want to talk about something. Just rock with me for 2 minutes. Something that's been in the making for the last year. I know we've been talking about it. I know we've been saying it's here, it's coming. It's finally here, man. We all got all this merchandise on. I see Dan got some on. DA got the hat on. The fellas got a hat on. I got the jersey on. It's finally here. You can go to our website. Junior. Oh, shout out to my producer, my super producer, Junior, man. Hey, you go on this QR code right here, and you can get anything from a hat. D-Del, what they got on there? Because D-Del has so many ideas.
Hats, mugs, tote bags, fridge magnets, mouse pads,
quality stuff.
Anything that you looking for is up there. So, please, shout us out. Look us out.
Something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Support us.
Yep, support us.
We appreciate it.
We appreciate it, man. Indeed. So it's finally live. Shout out to we made some things happen. Shout out to my main man, Dan, the hockey dude. He was we had a conversation around this time last week, and he pretty much he had some choice words on the phone. He's like, let's get this done. And he didn't say it like that, but he said, I'm tired of this and let's get it done. And so we finally got it done, Dan. And Dan said, where's the link? And I sent Dan the link early this morning. And I said, here you go, man. Here you go. But, hey, we ain't done yet. We got some affiliate sponsors links. Hey, if you want some good hats and stuff like that, D-Dub, every time he comes on here, he support Fanatics right here. If you go with your cell phones and scan the QR code, hey, we have our own affiliate sponsor link. Fanatics we have partnered with Fanatics to get these fly sports merchandise, so you can definitely hook up with Fanatics right here. Just don't go to Fanatics, their website. Go to our affiliate link where it supports us, the Sports Chasers Podcast. So make sure you click onto that, and we'll display some of the stuff during the show, man. We'll have it up. if you didn't get a chance today. But yeah, we're moving and shaking, man. So we are partnered with Fanatics with our affiliate program, affiliate sponsorships program. If you like sports and stuff like that, anything in there, just like when you go into the store, because I believe D-Dub just also told me lids. So it's the same thing.
Yeah, Fanatics is the parent company, whatever you want.
Of lids.
So
let's definitely get it. Last but not least, hey, we got more. I know I sound like an infomercial. I promise you, we're not an infomercial, man. But we finally, some of these things have came true for us, man. We are partnered about a year and a half ago. We had our main man, Chris Durnett. He came on the show. He's the CEO of Dugout Mugs, and I don't have a mug here, but Junior, if you can just bring up one of the mugs, there you go. That's one of the I think that's a combination of stuff, man. But his company makes
very good mugs
out of baseball bats. It's phenomenal how they do it. So they have partnered with MLB, and you can scan to the QR codes. There's different teams, all 30 Major League Baseball teams. I think last time I spoke to them, they're even trying to incorporate the minor league teams too. So they're
really dope. They got the wood bats, they got the aluminum mugs that look something similar
as tumblers. Yes,
tumblers, something like that. Yeah, whatever you want. Shot glasses, they got really good quality stuff. If you would like to purchase, very good quality stuff. So I wouldn't steer y'all wrong.
No, definitely not. And the items on our website is very good quality stuff. Believe who got some of the stuff. I had the tumbler. Who else? Like I said, there's a bunch of stuff. It's good quality stuff. And we're not going to steer you wrong. So just support us, man. Support the sports chasers, man. But enough of my 4-minute infomercial. We're done with selling stuff. Yo, look for that stuff during the show. Let's get into what we're here for, man. Sports. We're here to talk about sports, and we're here to talk about all the games that went on tonight. I mean, on the weekend, not just one. Yes, I threw shade. So let's go and start with the Houston Texans versus the Baltimore Ravens. Game, all the talk about Lamar, and he hasn't won and all that stuff, and he kind of put that to bed. CJ Stroud played well, but it wasn't good enough. The Texans are definitely on the right trajectory. I can't say that word sometimes. They're on the way up. I'm Fat Joe. They're all the way up. Yes, okay. They all the way up.
Hey, that works.
Yeah. So, so they're on their way up, but Baltimore, in the words of DA, they just was the better team. The Ravens was definitely the better team. They ran the ball. Lamar, they couldn't solve the answer for Lamar, and I'll just start off with DA. Why was Lamar able to just torch them like that? We'll give it to DA real quick.
It was a really good game. Lamar is a dual threat, so it's still, even with pros, to know when he's going to throw it, or he's triple threat actually, when he's going to throw it, when he's going to hand it off, and when he's going to run it. So you saw every time that he ran for a touchdown, he didn't get touched at all, barely, because he moves guys out of position with his eyes. He's mastered that offense, and it's going to be pretty hard to beat that dude. Like this year, I don't think anybody's essentially ready to beat Baltimore this year. And I am a Niners fan, so I don't think anyone is positioned right now to beat him. Like you gotta hit him whether he has the ball off or not. And he throws the rock really well. And I think his number one dude didn't play last week, which is Mark Andrews.
Yep.
And he'll be back this week. So it's gonna be tight on teams, man. And that defense they got is not for the weak of heart. The one thing that they did over the weekend was they stuck. When I mean they hit dudes, they hit dudes. They was the hardest hitting team all weekend. Like when they hit dudes in that game, they hit dudes. And the reality is, in football, when it's cold, by the end of the game, fourth quarter, you don't want that no more. And that's what happened to them young boys from the Texans. But kudos to the team. I wish them a heck of a lot of luck. They can't sit on their laurels and say we made it to this far and not work next year, because I saw the Miami Dolphins that were a better team than this in 1983 get to a Super Bowl and never get back. So that being said, that's how hard it is to do this damn thing. So I look forward to the Houston Texans and C.J. Stroud bringing his team back. They are very good. But the reality is, at this point in time, Baltimore was just that much better, man. Like, I am scared of them for the whole league. I don't see anybody, based on what I saw this weekend. It's a scary, scary situation for the rest of the league. So.
Got you. Let me just talk to some of the folks in the chat, man. Shout out all those to the chat. Shout out to Debbie. Special shout out. Hey, my sister's watching. She's watching on Facebook, man. Shout out to my sister Val. Appreciate you for coming through. She's supports us. She always supports us, and she tells us she supports us. So shout out to my sister for chiming through, man. I'm gonna throw it to Mike Mills. Mike Mills, your team was able to get rid of the Houston Texans. How was Lamar able to just light them up like that? And what could the Texans could have done to make sure that what could they have done to stop him, in your opinion?
I don't know what they could have did to stop him. What they did in the first half. That's exactly what they could have did. Whatever they did in the first half, they should have did it again. Because I was over there sweating bullets. I'm like, what is going on?
It wasn't them, Mike. It was Baltimore in the first half.
Whatever it was happened again.
It wasn't the Texans. They didn't do anything different, man.
Like, I don't know. They was getting to him, but then the second half, I guess maybe we woke up. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe their foot was on the brake. I don't know. But that first half was scary because, like, we was bending. We wasn't breaking, but we was definitely bending.
Right.
Then they got the punt return and broke through, and it was like, what was going on? Like, we was getting back there, but we wasn't hitting them. CJ was getting having time to get the ball off. So the first half, they kept it honest, but the second half, it was like the defense woke up, offense woke up, and the pressure was actually turned into incompletions. Wasn't turned into first downs anymore. So, I mean, we look good, but
Lamar, by the numbers, he was 16-22 for 52 yards, 2 TDs. He had 100 yards rushing, bro. It's as DA alluded to earlier. How do you stop that, bro? How do you stop that? How do you solve for that?
I told you how you got to hit him every play. You really got to take one for the team. Like I played against a triple option. You got to hit that quarterback regardless of what he does. And you may get 1 or 2 late hits, but you got to do it, man. If you don't lay wood to him, you may as well go somewhere and sit the hell down because the game's over.
100%. 100%. Dan, your team plays in that division. Your thoughts on this game?
Well, this goes back to the beginning of the season when they brought in a new OC. They tried to protect Lamar so that he can make it to the playoffs instead of watch the playoffs being injured. Now what you're seeing is, kind of in the first half, it's going to grandma's house, plastic on the couches and the chairs. Hey, don't fuck shit up.
Wow, that's old school there, Danny. That's old school.
Second half, they said, you know what? It's time to party. Let's take the plastic off. And
that's
you saw vintage Lamar, what he did when he came into the league. They allowed him to say, hey, if everybody turns their back and is running with receivers, take off. And, 11 rushes for 100 yards, 9.1. That tells you all you need to know. They let him, basically said, let's take the cuffs off and let him loose. Let's let him run. And that's, my thing with Houston, when they were hanging in there, but a lot of time, Stroud didn't have a lot of time in the second half. And then they tried the flea flicker.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you doing? This guy hasn't had time to throw a drop back pass or a shotgun pass. And you're trying to run a flea flicker. But, kudos to Houston. They've made it a long way from where they were last year.
Facts.
It's only going to be positive going forward. We all see that C.J. Stroud is the man.
Deal. Yeah,
he's the real deal, and he's only going to get better. And, there's a couple pieces maybe that they need to fill in, but for the most part, they're on the right trajectory. And like DA said, Baltimore's the scariest team in the playoff right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now they're unleashing Lamar and letting them run. I mean, you figure it's a 2-game season now. Let them loose, because that's going to be trouble for KC.
Oh boy, it is.
That's going to be big trouble, because this is the only game of the weekend that wasn't a 1-score game.
Yeah.
And I think the Texans defense is indeed comparable to what they got in Kansas City on defense. So, it's not going to. It's not. I would say I think the Texans defense might be not numerically, not statistically, but watching over the weekend may have a more, I guess, complete defense where they have good players on every level of the defense. Whereas I don't believe that Kansas City does. So.
I'll address this question to E. Is Lamar? Is he the
MVP?
Is he the MVP of
Yes.
this year's?
Yes.
Okay. Why you say that?
He's been doing this all year. He started this way back in the off season. Everybody talked about the ban. Oh, you didn't hire an agent all the way through his play. He let his play do the talking, and it's quite inspiring to see, to be honest with you. He always said, stop all that talking, get to work. And the man, when he goes to work, you see what it is, man. I'm gonna just say this, man. Baltimore at halftime, I don't know what they was doing in the first half, but they still only gave up 3 points.
True
right?
that.
They went into halftime and they said, oh, yeah, that's right. CJ is a rookie. So what do you do with rookies if you're a seasoned coach? You send the hounds after him.
Yeah.
And you relentlessly keep them hounds coming. And as you can see, the biggest thing to me, besides Lamar's greatness, the Texans ran the ball 14 times. Count them, 14 times for 38 yards. Baltimore ran the ball 42 times for 229.
Mm-hmm.
The proof is in the pudding.
That's that balance we've been talking about for years.
For years.
Got that balance, baby.
Yeah. So the Texans had an extraordinary year. Shout out to them, what they're doing over there. Nobody expected them to get where they got to this past weekend. But yeah, it's all about Baltimore right now. And I agree with everybody else. Baltimore has beaten the top teams in the league throughout this season. So
All year
yeah,
long.
it's rightfully so that they're the scariest team going forward.
Yeah. You see how they handled these Niners.
Beat the hell out of us. So.
Yeah. I'll give it to D-Dub, and what's your thoughts on this game, D?
Yo, first of all, shout outs to the Houston Texans. They did a phenomenal job, 10-7 record. It came to the end of the road, and this was it. So, they have nothing to be ashamed about. DeMeco Ryans, excellent coaching this year. Might be, I don't know, dare we say coach of the year?
I do. I believe so. Why not?
Who's that?
Coach of the year.
I got him second.
He got my pick.
DeMeco Ryans.
I got him second.
Who's first?
Yeah,
first?
I mean.
I got Dan Campbell.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not mad at that neither. But I just say arguably you could put DeMeco Ryans in the mix of that.
Facts.
Houston had a phenomenal year, so there's nothing else to say. That young man, CJ Stroud, excellent year. He's only going to get better from what we've seen. He should only go up. You know what I'm saying? So that's that with them. Now getting to the Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson. What else can we say? I mean, the number speaks for itself. 11 carries, 100 yards, man. This dude is what D triple threat. This guy, it's hard as you watch him play. It's hard to defend.
How you defend that?
You don't know. You don't know. He sees everything. He's got the advantage on the defense. The defense don't know what he's going to do. Run, throw, all that stuff. So, it's I think it's more of this has been Baltimore all year. So, they're not 13-4 for no reason.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So,
True that.
I suspect that they continue, doing their thing. The only thing I think with Baltimore that I thought was going to catch them was the layoff, and and they might have been a little bit rusty in the first half, but they picked it up second half and put the work in.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in this weekend, championship weekend. I got them going ahead and handling business, man. So I'm kind of really tired of all the Lamar slander, or he doesn't get the credit that he should get, and it seems like there's a lot more hate for this guy than anything. And this guy has done nothing but stay clean, not in trouble, not in the news, all the stuff that we should be celebrating, but it's not celebrated for whatever reason. But kudos to that man and to the Baltimore Ravens. They move on.
Well, we'll go over Championship Sunday on Wednesday. We'll be on Wednesday. We will not be on Thursday. We'll be on Wednesday. Let me transition to the next game. The D's team, the DA's team, the Green Bay Packers went to Santa Clara and faced the San Francisco 49ers. This is from the AP. Brock Purdy's throws were pretty much off target all night. The San Francisco defense kept giving up big plays. There were even a couple of special teams blunders. Just when it seemed like the top-seeded 49ers might be sent home in their first playoff game, they did something they hadn't managed to do all season, mount a late-game comeback. Christian McCaffrey capped the game-winning 69-yard drive by running for his second touchdown with 1:07 to play, and the 49ers held on to beat the Green Bay Packers 24-21 in a divisional round thriller on Saturday night. I'm gonna start off real quick. This was a really good game. This was a really, really back and forth game. To me, the Niners really escaped against a very young, up and coming team. The Green Bay's kind of reminded me of giving me the same vibes as Houston. With Green Bay, I didn't even think. I was like, man, Green Bay played really not good ball in the beginning of the year, and then they started coming on, and Jordan Love was playing really good, and the coach was putting him in a position to do what? To play better, to play well. I'll just pass it to E. E, your thoughts on this game real quick. What's your thoughts?
This game was a lot closer than what I thought it would be. Not nothing against Green Bay. I guess I had a lot of faith in this 49er defense. But they was gas. I mean, for Aaron Jones to run 18 for 108, I didn't see that coming at all. But I will say this. One thing about Green Bay that I've seen this year that has impressed me is that you can tell when a coach and a quarterback is on the same wave, because it doesn't seem like they're not missing any signals on offense, especially toward the later end of the year going into the playoffs. Yes, they had some picks. He had 2 picks, but it's just funny. You had a legendary quarterback that was in saddle not that long ago, and there was issues there, but you could tell when you have a guy that wants to be coached and is able to be coached, it makes a difference. But San Fran, I think this was a good win for them. It's always a telltale sign when a championship caliber team can win on all levels at any given time, and for them to come back, we haven't seen that
no,
as of late. So that was good. I mean, of course, if you didn't come back, you would have been home, but there was a good win for them, man. I mean, it keeps the juices alive out there in the Bay. So
I got it.
Shout out to Green Bay. They had a great year.
Yeah. They're a team on the rise. D, I'll just ask you this next. Without Debo, what's your chances next week against the Lions? And we'll get to that game next.
Oh, me? You talking to me?
Yeah. I'm sorry, the DA. Sorry.
Did they say he's not playing?
Well, they say he's questionable now. He's questionable.
He'll play. I mean, he'll be there as a decoy. He'll be there. But that being said, it's going to be a rough one next week. Last week was rough. You can see that running in the middle of the field.
Y'all escaped.
It works on us because that play action works. So if you take away the play action, then maybe we can do that. But if we don't, it's going to be the same thing. We just got to play better. I am at least a little bit, as he said, a little bit encouraged by Brock Purdy on that last drive. because he threw the ball to the other team twice. They just didn't catch it. So, the last drive, great drive. We got through it. We won the game. That's all that really matters is the result. But we got some stuff to clean up, and I think we will clean it up. But we shall see. I think it'll be a good game though. And of course, I'm gonna go with my Niners because I think we can be physical. But I don't know what the heck happened in the middle of the field. Their offensive line essentially whooped us, and I wasn't ready to see that. So that's what happened, and I was like, wow, yeah, because I don't know. We didn't get the same pressure that we got before. So it kind of is what it is. We just have to get better and do better.
I'll give it to Dan. Dan, Purdy plays like this again on next week. The outcome, you think? Because he didn't have a good game.
That depends on Christian.
Yeah,
and the offensive line, and that's what saved him in this game.
100%.
That McCaffrey went off, and had that big long 39-yard run.
Mm-hmm.
To me, San Francisco, rusty, whatever, but they almost laid an egg because in the first half,
I was scared for them.
Hey, first half, if Green Bay scores touchdowns on those 2 field goals,
yes, like how they did against Dallas.
They did Dallas. It's a totally different game.
Yeah, it's over. The game's over. If that happens.
I really think that the kicker missed an important field goal because that would have only let San Francisco tie it at the end of the game. But to me, the big part of this game was their inability in the red zone to get those touchdowns.
Go ahead, Dan. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, but Aaron Jones, he went off. Dobbs had a good game. What was it? I want to say the tight end tipped up the first interception.
Yeah.
I mean, he put that in the stratosphere, and like anybody could have got that. That thing was up in the air so long. The last one, that's the thing. I don't think the game ends the way it does either if the dude hits the field goal. Because now it's tied, and now Jordan Love doesn't have to force the football, a la Brett Favre, run to your right, throw it all the way across your body back to the middle of the field, which we all know that never works.
Never.
But, like I said, I think, if that game's tied, that's a different play. That's a throwaway, third down, whatever it was, or even punt it back to them and go to OT. So I think San Francisco is very fortunate to get to the championship game. And if anything, what did Detroit learn from Montgomery and Gibbs going forward in this championship game? Can they exploit the same as Green Bay did on the interior?
Boy, that little dude is fast, Dan. That little dude is fast, boy. Oh, my God.
But that's the thing. Did they learn anything, and can they exploit anything against them next week? We'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. Let me read this note here. The 49ers Super Bowl odds have gotten better since the preseason, going from plus 1,000 before the season to plus 330 currently. That's the 5th biggest change in the NFL at plus 330. The 49ers have a 23.3% chance of winning the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be, and we'll talk about this Wednesday, I think it's going to be the Ravens. Go ahead, Dan.
No, I was going to say, I could have sworn I saw a article today where Purdy was saying that Shanahan was trying to get Tom Brady to quarterback for them this year.
Smart guy.
Yes. NBC Sports an hour ago. Purdy reveals 49ers wanted Brady as starting QB this season.
There you go.
Really?
Yep, it's on the audio.
I heard that earlier in the year. There was rumors of that.
Yeah, but I guess he confirmed it.
I can tell you what, man. Real talk. Shanahan's always, he'll tell you that. He is always looking for an upgrade. He wants, and him and what's Buddy from the GM? Golly gee. Lynch. They said this before. As far as competition, they try to keep it like collegiate with the Niners. Like nobody's job is,
safe.
Yeah, because they did that with Garoppolo. They were always trying to get somebody else better. They always want to get someone better. Like I keep telling you guys, the guy Purdy was the last player picked last year. All right, year before last. It's not a conspiracy, man. It's not a conspiracy. He was picked where he was picked. That means every team in the NFL
Passed
on him seven times. It doesn't mean he was bad, but that's where he's at.
Unless you're the Panthers and
they did that to Brady too.
I was just about to say that they passed on Brady like 6 times.
6 rounds. So, and also you got to go to who is coming out in the draft when Purdy came out, yada yada yada. But the fact remains, that's where he was picked at, and it's not a conspiracy. So of course he has work to do, and there are going to be lapses in what he does. So I believe that Shanahan is always looking for an upgrade. Always, he'll tell you that. He's always looking for an upgrade at every spot.
So meaning that he's not married to whoever's the hottest, right?
Yeah.
Kind of I guess in a way like Belichick, right? Belichick, was that the Belichick way when, soon they use you just enough and then they finally just push you over and be like, all right, we're good.
Yeah. I mean, you got to say that's excellent coaching. You got to give the coaches their respect on being able to take a guy that somebody's been passed over 7 times and make them and put them in position to win.
And in their system, and have the belief that in their system, hey, this guy can be successful. And the angry one always talks about that, about being in the system and how these teams fail quarterbacks and just spit up and throw away quarterbacks because they don't put them in the proper system, or they keep changing the offensive coordinator 9 times within 2 years, which is unfair to the person.
But
Cleveland Browns.
I mean, he's a game manager, though. He should be perfect for this.
Oh, that's a curse word nowadays. Game manager, man. Where do we come from with that?
I'm being sarcastic.
I know you are, but
listen, man. All quarterbacks are game. All quarterbacks are game managers.
Did you hear what Cam Newton said?
And they all play within a system.
No, I didn't hear what he said.
He talked about this whole thing about game managers. Him and
I know. I was here for that. I didn't hear a word he said.
Purdy don't need to be throwing 39 times.
That's the other.
That's the other thing. He was that Purdy was as Mike said, he was 23 at 39, 292, but he does, and we keep 252, and we keep saying on this show, yo, man, if you keep throwing like that, why?
And y'all got other running backs. It ain't like y'all got to run McCaffrey 25 times.
But I think it was a scheme thing that they were trying to get the empty backfield for him to get matchups, and that's why they threw so much.
Yeah, but that's where they got behind. Like
he's gonna get caught out there, and Darnell Savage almost had one.
Oh yeah, well, like I said, yes.
Darnell Savage almost had one, and he dropped.
He threw the ball to that team twice.
That's why he's a wide receiver.
And that's the thing. He's gonna get caught out there, and you're right, Mike. 39 times, it's an awful lot. I don't know for him, but he don't need to be throwing that many times. You got McCaffrey. You just chill.
25 times a game.
That's it. You don't need 39 is way too much for him. And at some point, you're gonna get got. And
they almost got guy. Like you said, Savage dropped that ball, man. So
y'all just can't sleep neither.
Yeah, that's true. Let me transition to the Saturday games. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they traveled to the Motor City to face the Detroit Lions, and that place was on fire. That place was rabid, and the Lions wound up getting this game 31-23 from the AP. Jared Goff is good enough for Detroit, as his coach recently reminded him. Cast away by the LA Rams 3 years ago in the trade for Matthew Stafford, the quarterback was welcomed by the Lions and has since become a fan favorite at Ford Field when the crowd chanted his name during a second straight home game triumph for the long, downtrodden franchise. Goff threw his second touchdown pass with 6:22 left, and the Lions beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31-23 in the divisional round on Sunday. lifted Detroit into the NFC Championship for the first time in 32 years, and just the second time in franchise history. I vaguely remember the last time when they faced Washington in the NFC Championship, and like you said, 32 years. Vaguely remember, and kudos again. Like Mike said, Dan Campbell, excellent job of coaching. I think he's done a phenomenal job since he's been there of making sure that this team has a winning mentality, man. And he goes for it on fourth down. He gambles sometimes. Sometimes he wins. Sometimes he loses, man. But he has absolutely changed the mindset and the culture of this team. So kudos to them. And run the ball. And hey, Baker Mayfield, he got cut 3 times by teams here in the last year and so. And he's landed in a spot with Tampa Bay where now they're gonna have to give him a little change or whatever. And Baker played good. And like DA said, he was he won the Heisman, man. So he doesn't suck or anything like that. I just think again, he's in the right place and with the right people, and he's done a good job. I'll give it to Mike Mills. Your thoughts on the Lions and, as you call him, Jared Goff or Jared Stafford, but you can't call him that no more, Mike.
Jared Stafford won.
Respect on
the other one won a Super Bowl already, so I can keep calling him that. I told you they're the same person. He had a Stafford game. He was okay early, woke up at the end to save the day. Because sometimes they fall short. They like half a Superman. Like sometimes they fall short, and sometimes they do it. Baker Mayfield, he fell victim to his old friend, the turnover. Because that was his problem towards, in the middle of Cleveland. We had that 2020 year. But this is good. This looked like a good fit for him. He got weapons. They got a running back when they remember they have one. And their defense is pretty solid. They keep adding pieces to it.
Yeah.
The Lions, felt like they was running the ball good. Felt like they fell asleep for a second, and then they kicked it in the high gear at the end. You don't want to do that against the Niners, especially because the way the Niners low-key looked a little vulnerable. So you got a shot next week. You just got to do what you're supposed to do. But Goff, good game. He just got to get the throws down. 43 is a lot, especially when you got 2 good running backs. Especially when you got your bread and butter winning games, run the ball too. Keep the defense honest, run the ball.
Yeah, Gibbs and Montgomery, yep.
Yeah, so.
That Jameer Gibbs is, like DA said, he's super
quick.
fast, bro. Yeah, super fast.
I think, go ahead, E. You was about to say something?
Nah, I was just going to say my only gripe with Detroit is, and they did the same thing, or what Dan said about San Fran. They lined up way too much for me with that empty backfield. I'm like, I guess you trying to get matchups, but you got 2 beasts back there in the backfield. And they couldn't stop Gibbs at all. So I don't know why they didn't run the ball. I don't think you want to go into San Fran with that mindset. That's just me.
I think they want
Goff. That's way too many passes. Way too many passes. You do that next week, he will be Jared Stafford. I guarantee you. But shout out to Tampa Bay. Again, it was a good year. Nobody's seen this one coming.
Nope.
Shout out to Baker Mayfield, all the Baker Mayfield haters. Now, he's not no MVP or anything like that. However, we see what Baker can do when he's healthy and he has somebody that believes in him. He had a very good year this year. And, hopefully they can do it again next year because nobody in that NFC South wants to do anything. So,
Our producer said about Mike Evans being ridiculous. At first, Mike Evans, he acted like he had the drop season. Then he started coming along. One thing I do want to say something about the Bucks at the end of the game with the timeout situation and not taking some of those final timeouts at the end. I'll save the D. I think that could have cost them there, or it did cost them. Your thoughts on none of them not taking those final timeouts at the end? D-Dub, excuse me.
I'm sorry, kid. I was brainstorming about that Jared Stafford. Give me that question again.
I was saying about the Bucks not taking that timeout at the end, at the end of the game, and that final timeout that forced them to take the go ahead, Dan.
I got this one.
Go ahead.
Like what the fuck is Tampa doing?
Todd Bowles. That's Todd Bowles.
Third
that's what I was going to say.
12. They took a knee 4th and 12.
Mhm.
They had a timeout with like 40 seconds left. You don't take the timeout to get the ball back. You're down 8. It's not
The
like
flight to
you're down
Cancun was leaving.
I mean, what are you doing? Like, that is just a brain fart on the Tampa coaching staff. Stupid. Like, that was probably the most ridiculous thing that I've seen. Like, that's worse than any, Mike Tomlin time management. I mean, that you have to take that timeout and make them punt it and get the ball back.
They was loading up to PJ. He got the call, yo. Either get to the tarmac in 20 or it's over. So he had to go.
Yeah, there must have been traffic in Miami when they got back, or Tampa, or wherever.
Yeah.
Go ahead, DA.
Real quick, I think that I'm almost sure because that's the reason Niners do this foolishness. But that the empty backfield was to put Gibbs on one side and get Amon St. Brown on the other, and they get a one-on-one with St. Brown, and they did. They got a few one-on-ones with him, and he usually wins his one-on-ones, but that's the only receiver that they really throw to like that. So
yeah, and he won one of those battles, and like you said, it was doing those trips, and it worked. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You get him out. You get the one-on-one coverage, and one-on-one he's gonna beat you. The kid's good, so one-on-one he's gonna get you. But yeah, it's not going to work the entire game. And like they said, if you have running backs, it's a lot easier to run and salt the game away running the ball, and let it be over. But I assume that Todd Bowles did that because he was like, listen, the game's over. And him being an ex-player and this, that, and the third, he's like, listen, let's run at it. And I'm not saying it's just him, but him and his staff or whatever, my thought is that they said, hey, man, it's over. It's over. 8 points, 40 seconds. Go ahead.
It's not over. It's over.
We'll never know. Never know.
It ain't over till the fat lady says.
I know that, but I'm saying, that's only.
That to me, that's a bad message to your team giving up.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you.
The fat lady was on the plane too. It was time to go.
Man, she was warming up.
Absolutely. She's about to hit the note.
She was. The K. Smith from Philly was on the plane.
Well, so it is what it is. I'm not.
Go ahead, DA. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm done.
Let me move on to the last game. The last game. The Kansas City Chiefs. First, the Buffalo Bills. The game goes to the Kansas City Chiefs, 27-24. Pat Mahomes goes to his 6th straight AFC championship. Let me read this by the AP. No matter the setting, Arrowhead Stadium or Orchard Park, Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs keep finding ways to beat Josh Allen and Buffalo in the playoffs. Mahomes threw 2 touchdown passes to Travis Kelce, and the defending Super Bowl champion Chiefs advanced to their 6th straight AFC championship game with a 27-24 victory over the Bills on Sunday night. The Chiefs move on to face Baltimore and Lamar Jackson. The conference top-seeded Ravens will beat Houston 34-10 on Saturday. And by the numbers here, Pat Mahomes was a 17 of 23, 215 yards, 2 TDs, and Pacheco ran the ball 15 for 97 yards. People think with Mahomes, and we'll start off with that real quick. He used a balanced attack and didn't throw the ball a lot and used what he had, man. So Josh Allen, on the other hand, was 26 of 39, 186 yards, 1 TD. He threw for 1 TD and 2 rushing TDs. I'll say this. The kicker did not lose that game. He missed the field goal, but I think, in my opinion, the Buffalo Bills had absolutely a couple opportunities to win that game and didn't. There was some drop balls. There were some missed opportunities by Josh Allen in the end zone when he looked like he skipped it like a rock to the end of the end zone for guy was wide open. You gotta hit that receiver, especially if you say you the man. You know what I'm saying? Like the movie, Who's the Man? You the man, right? I'll give this to DA because this was burning DA's soul this morning.
Yeah.
Go ahead, DA.
Capital F.
Uh-oh.
F, capital R.
I was
Say it with me.
A, U, E.
What is it?
What that spell?
What that spell? Fraud. Those dudes are fraud. I've been saying this for years, man. For absolute years. Yo, they tell the kid he got a howitzer for an arm, and he believes it every time. Right? So he thought that he could throw that last ball without getting his feet into it and skipped it off the turf. If he had thrown it straight, he'd have hit that dude in the end zone.
Touchdown.
Point blank period and touchdown. End of the game. You don't run the ball. He throws the ball 39 times. The coaching staff is not putting its kid in a position to win because you're not either one getting a running back, which I think they do have, but they don't have an offensive line that's going to plow holes to run for
choke a little
all
bit.
games.
Yo, shout out to Gaming Sports Network.
Shout out to
y'all guys, boy. Yo, that's a good one.
Up, boy?
Yeah, but that's the reality is that listen, man, you believe in your own press clippings, man. You're a great quarterback and you can play, homie, but you ain't gonna throw it that many times. You ain't gonna run it that many times, and it all doesn't have to be on you every game. It just does not. And whenever the tough gets going, you're like, yo, listen, I'll do it. I'll do it by myself. And if you do that too much, even in basketball, that's the problem. The rest of the team's just going to start standing around and watching you. And my last point, and I'll go for YEARS. We've heard about that vaunted Buffalo defense. I have not seen that goddamn defense in 6 years.
6? I say 3. 3.
I don't care about the numbers. I don't care about the stats. My thing is you lose. You let Patrick Mahomes score two touchdowns and 15 seconds on you. What am I supposed to do with that? It's not a great defense. It's not. And the coup de grace is, with all that, you idiots up there fund a fucking open-air stadium so you can continue to get the shit kicked out of you rather than getting a dome and making things easier for yourself.
What I said about them.
If this is what you want, this is what you get. Done. You understand? Done.
Shout out to all the New York State residents that paid for that. I'm glad I'm not a New York State resident no more. Go ahead, D.
I get defenders of the fans. I guess that's
not a moniker no more.
That's not we are not defending that.
Because y'all keep on doing that dumb stuff.
Yeah, man, they're done.
Oh man, E, your thoughts on the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs? Like I said, Mahomes, he goes to his 6th straight AFC championship. Go ahead, E.
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep this real short and real sweet. I knew I shouldn't have picked no damn Buffalo this week. I knew
I did too. Yeah,
y'all picked them.
I should have known better. Yeah. I'll admit.
I did. I thought that was it.
They caught me in that feel good moment. Oh, Buffalo might do something. They ain't doing that shit no more. Somebody slap the shit out of me next year if they do this shit again. Anyway, yo, man, championship DNA, regardless of what it looks like, that is what Kansas City embodies right now. And I really thought, silly me, that Josh Allen would have a Lamar Jackson moment and will his team to victory. That is exactly what I thought, ladies and gentlemen. I will take that L, and I will not take that L ever again because I'm not picking Buffalo ever again. It could be Buffalo and the damn Rocky Mount High, and I will take Rocky Mount High. So shout out to Kansas City, man. I'm sick of them. Hopefully Baltimore will get rid of them next week. That's for another show. But kudos to them. They find ways to get it done, even though I feel like Buffalo gave it away.
Shout out.
You
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You let Pacheco run all over you. I'm sorry. And it's nothing against Pacheco, but if you let this man dictate, and he dictated the offense for Kansas City, and y'all acted like y'all didn't know what to do with him, you would have thought it was Bo Jackson out there. That's all I got.
Wow.
Man. Yo, man, shout out to Kansas City, man.
I did pick Buffalo. I don't know why. Like you said, I thought it was a feel good moment. I said, yo, this is it. This is it. This is Charlie Brown about to kick the ball. This is it. This is it. And Lucy pulled the ball away, and Kansas City fell. This is what this is. Shout out to Game of Sports Network. They've been having me laughing all the time. He said, yeah, they cut the water off on them. Ain't that something? Y'all lost, and then y'all didn't even put the hot water on for the Chiefs. And they was like, all right, we still got the victory.
They cut the water off. I heard
Yeah,
that.
they cut the hot water off, man. Them boys had to take a shower with cold water. But they was like, all right, that's fine. We going to the AFC Championship. Y'all got sat down again. Shout out to my main man, Lackey, for coming through watching too. His team got a new general manager, Dan Morgan, man. Shout out to the Panthers, man. Let's see if David Tepper can stay away and let them build this team. About that. Let me go to Dan. Dan, your thoughts?
All I could say watching this game is Kansas City did everything they possibly could to keep Buffalo hanging around.
Yeah.
Like the entire game. Fumble at the goal line, out of bounds, give him a touchback. Later on in the game, Josh Allen's running, like he's carrying a loaf of bread. He fumbles.
Wow, Zach.
Taylor,
come on. Come on, Zach.
The DB had to fall on the ball. I mean, instead he tried to pick it up and they get it back. But ultimately, it wasn't on the kicker missing the field goal. If you're gonna put a field goal kicker in that position with swirling winds, freezing ass cold,
it's on the kicker. That's your job.
Yeah, it is. But you should have scored, and he shouldn't have had. All he had to do was kick the extra point. So, my point is every time Baltimore loses in the playoffs, Lamar got to do better. Lamar got to win. Every time this clown loses, he got excuses as to why he loses. Guy dropped.
Say it again, Dan.
Guy dropped. The guy didn't kick a field goal. Blah, blah, blah. I'm over it. This guy can't win the playoffs. Yeah, he's great in the regular season, but every year, what do we say? Frauds. And here we are talking about Buffalo as frauds. We played him in Kansas City. Wait till we get him at home. You still suck. You still lost. They tried to give you the game, and you couldn't take it. If anything, you might want to draft another quarterback just so you can put Josh Allen at running back. That's your best running back.
Wow.
That's a hot mofo take there, boy, Dan.
Tell me I'm wrong. Every game that they've won in the last 6 going into this, I bet you he was their leading runner every game.
That was very bad, Toxic.
Woo! Dan reached into his bag right there, boy. He said, yo, they should draft a quarterback and put
toxicity.
I mean, tell me I'm wrong. The dude ran for
he ain't lying.
6 yards per carry, 12 carries, 72 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cook, 18 for 61, 3.4 yards.
But you know what's funny? Like the Miami game when they played Miami. Junior's about to put something up there. When they played Miami, the last game before the regular season, they rushed. They played a balanced game, and then, like DA said, it looks like the coaching staff didn't trust this guy to deliver. And hey, he's just doing it all.
I will. Let me real quick. Thank you, Kev. That was a great setup because. And watching guys today, I was really upset by the television coverage. But boy from Fox channel, what's his name now? It's Richard Sherman said something really. It was weird when he said it, but if you think about it, he's like, "Yo, the staff at Buffalo doesn't trust him because the game plan they gave to Josh Allen was a game plan that you give to a dude that threw 18 interceptions this year." So, it was dink and dunk the whole game. Dink and dunk, dink and dunk, dink and dunk. Because they're scared. If you let him do anything else, he's going to throw it to other team because as you see, well, you can't really see on this graphic. Can you enlarge that, D? That this guy here throws a lot of interceptions.
I don't know if we can enlarge that, but
it's fine.
Yeah.
He goes 3-1. Like he's a 3-1 dude, man. He's a 3-1. So this year he had 29 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. So it didn't look as bad because he had 29 touchdowns. And then overall, I think he had 52 touchdowns this year running. But he still gave the ball to the other team 18 times. And some of those led to losses. And what Richard Sherman said today, and I give Mr. Sherman props for real, is saying, well, maybe the game plan that was given to him was a game plan that was given to a dude that throws the ball to the other team 18 damn times. So you can't really trust the man to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hell, he lost 4 fumbles this year too.
So that's 22 turnovers. They don't trust him to do things. Maybe not, and maybe he's the problem, everyone. How about that?
Well, Dan told you the Buffalo should hire another quarterback. They should draft another quarterback and put him in the backfield. Here we go.
But yo, like, I would, and this is blasphemy for everyone on TV.
Yeah.
But I would entertain trading Josh for picks.
Whoa.
I would entertain that. Yeah, I would definitely entertain it. Because if you look at his numbers on Football Reference, he's actually going back to year 1 on his performance. Year 1 was what it was. Year 2, it got better. No, year 2 got better, and then it went right the hell back.
Yo, DA, you crazy? Because you think that fan in the stand that was crying last night think that he could trade away his quarterback for picks?
Okay,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know.
He can't take it.
Listen,
the fans ain't gonna be able to take it.
He be all right.
Listen, year 1, 10 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Year 2, the year they were going to make an MVP or whatever, 20 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Right? Year 3, 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Back to double digits. Year 4, 36 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Year 5, 36 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. This year, 29 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. Doesn't that look like it's going backwards?
Yeah, well,
I think that yeah, I mean, I think that also that's also an organizational thing, because if you look at those, like where DA said, the last 3 years the defense has gotten worse. So you playing closer games.
Yep.
So that puts him in a position
or behind
to be the man, or to be the man, and clearly he's not that, especially here in the playoffs.
Well, you gotta remember that. You gotta remember he lost Dabo, right? That was the quarterback, the quarterback whisperer for him, and he was doing much better.
Well, he got whispered to, and now he don't listen.
Yeah, man.
Look, man, we know why his numbers is like this.
I can't stand DA sometimes.
Go ahead, Mike.
I've been saying this for how long? This is the only team in that division not built for the weather they play in.
Thank you.
They
Yes,
are
you have
the Buffalo Cowboys. I mean the Dallas Bills. That's who they are. He want to go out there and do the wild man throws when it's not necessary. He want to bowl over people like he Cam Newton, fake sliding and shit. Listen, this is who he is.
But you pay money for another outdoor stadium.
Corey Davis. I don't know if you heard that, Corey. Yeah, shout out to my main man, Corey Davis.
They
Buffalo
are not
Cowboys.
built for the weather they in. They just not. And I was nervous going into the playoffs because they was hot. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, even all that fluky shit he do was working. They had a game where he didn't even do nothing and they actually ran the ball. They look like what they should be.
That was that
and
Miami.
What they do? They go out there and be the Cowboys. That's what they do. This was his chance. You played big brother. You know what I'm saying? You played the guy who always whoop your ass, and then what you do? You went out there and gave it to him. The kicker did miss the kick.
Yep.
He did. That's his job. He missed the kick.
That's a history out there in Buffalo. They miss kicks.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Hey,
Right.
why?
He's being who they are.
4 Super Bowls in a row.
with no win,
Mhm.
and it was no win. But go ahead.
Yeah, like the kicker can't miss that kick. But you know the way to avoid that? You do what you're supposed to do so you're not in that position.
Yep.
As I tell teams when they go, oh, they didn't call a penalty. Why are you leaving it in his hands? Why are you leaving it to the ref?
Don't leave nothing to the ref.
Run
Hey,
the ball.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
And cover that wild shit. That's it.
Listen, Game and Sports Network has been on it. The kicker was too busy looking for Taylor Swift. For the love of God, I'm gonna say this real quick.
Somebody please say it, man, because I don't want to talk about it. Go
I
ahead.
hope Baltimore gets Kansas City out of here this coming Sunday, so we do not have to be inundated with that for 2 weeks. I don't want my football, my sports to be intertwined with none of that stuff. Nothing against Miss Swift, but I just don't. Every time this guy scores a touchdown, does the heart thing and all this nonsense. Every time Kelsey scores or whatever,
Camera
please,
goes right
God.
to him.
Yeah.
Please, Baltimore
You
Ravens.
leave his retirement plan alone.
Hey, Kevin, shake it off.
Oh. Whoa.
And I can't
Whoa.
Yeah, it's hot.
Whoa.
That's a good one.
Toxic as hell, bro.
Shake it off.
Wow. Whoa.
Man, if we had the clearance to play that, boy. The man's the entire swag surfing, man. Please. I'm over it. Real quick before we get out of here.
But I need more Jason Kelsey. Pound
Facts.
of beer from the Swede.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see him next week.
Wow.
I can't wait.
Kelsey was out there with the Buffalo. What they call it? What they call him?
Mafia.
The Mafia. He's out there jumping on tables, chugging drinks and stuff like that with his shirt off. Yeah, man, that's football, man. I don't want to see all that other stuff.
Come on to Baltimore. Come have a good time for y'all. Get y'all last look. Come on.
Boy.
Wednesday. Say that.
Come on
Yeah,
down.
save it for Wednesday. Yeah, we'll be back Wednesday because we will not be on Thursday. We will be back here on Wednesday. Make sure you tune on Wednesday. We're going to talk about that. Ryan will be back to talk about the NBA. We'll talk about the not Super Bowl Sunday, but Championship Sunday. Talk about that and some other things that's going on in the world of sports. I believe Tennessee has chosen has picked a new coach. I know that scrolled down there, but they hired the Bengals offensive coordinator. So we'll see. Bill Belichick went to his second interview with Atlanta, so that looks like that's where he's going. DA was very, very upset when one of those guys. And I keep telling him, why do you continue to torture yourself about that? When they said Belichick was, what they say he was going, D?
Buffalo.
He ain't going to Buffalo.
We ain't going to Buffalo, man. Nah, man.
Buffalo.
I would say Atlanta or Washington. That's it.
If he ain't going to one of the Florida teams, he's going to a dome.
Yeah, he's going
to somewhere out west.
Yeah, and it looks like Harbaugh is going to snag the job. And I think he's in his first or second interview out there with the Chargers. So we'll definitely see, man. But listen, we covered all the games. Before I say this, before we go, and I'll ask D-Dub this. D, do you think this is a reincarnation, the Brady and not Brady, excuse me, the Mahomes and Allen? Is this a reincarnation of Brady and your main man Manning?
No.
Nah.
What?
No, that's a hard no. I'm saying, do you think this is like a reincarnation of the rivalry with like how it was between Brady and Manning?
Nah, that's a hard no. I mean, it's a good rivalry, but it's not. I don't think it matches up with Brady and Manning. No,
it's only a rivalry if another one you get.
If somebody,
There
wins, you're right. There you go. Here we go. Dan, there you go. Here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Ready. Here we go.
That's like saying LeBron in Toronto. I mean, come on, man. Stop. Please stop.
They're 4 and
How did
3
he
against
get
each
into
other.
this show?
Now in the playoffs.
No, how did we get LeBron on this show already? Man, $5.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Peyton Manning is the Dirk Nowitzki of
Junior
football.
saying
Josh
4 and
Allen
3
is none of
against
that.
each other. Is that
They're 4 and 3 against each other. Yes.
In
all
the
time
playoffs?
or is this playoffs? Are we talking
I
about
don't
In the playoffs.
They're talking about in
all
totality.
time? All
Yes.
time. Okay.
Well, if one doesn't make the playoffs, it's not really a rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, if you like regular season matchups, then hey, I guess it's a rivalry.
I'm just talking about playoffs, head to head.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about. And,
Allen not on that level. Like Mahomes is gonna retire and be there with them. Allen's not gonna be there with them when he done.
I mean,
according to Dan, he's gonna be in the backfield.
I was saying, Mahomes has been in the AFC Championship game since he came into the league, I believe.
Yes.
6 straight times.
Damn it.
6-0. He's 6-0.
Yeah, damn near. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane.
He don't know what it's like to miss the playoffs.
He sat behind
Alex Smith.
Alex Smith.
Yeah, Alex Smith.
Who went to the playoffs too. The first year Mahomes was in the league.
Alex Smith had a gruesome injury, and then
be with Ryan Leaf.
That game in sports, that's a little harsh, man. Ryan Leaf. Woo.
Yeah, Ryan didn't last that long.
Yeah, at least Allen's playing a little bit.
Hey, he was smoking them cracks, so
Jesus.
Well, he was.
No, let me get out of here before this goes right. No podcast tonight, man. This is 4th and short, but we're here on the hour and 7 minutes, man. Make sure you tune in on Wednesday. We'll be back on Wednesday for our standalone 90-minute show. Also, make sure we got merchandise now. You see this merchandise, you see the hoodies, you see the hats the guys got on. Hey, you can purchase the merchandise. It's coming
for real now, for real.
Real. It's right there. You can purchase merchandise.
There you go.
Right there. We also got affiliate links from Fanatics. Boom, right here. If you want to rep your team, there you go, right there. And we also got dugout mugs. Any kind of MLB team or MIB. What's that? How can I say minor league teams? You can go there and purchase a mug from there. So listen, make sure you tune in on Wednesday. Make sure you like, click, and subscribe to our channel. Make sure on the podcast inside you give us that 5-star review. And like D-Dub always says, love us or hate us, man. Give us those comments, man. But listen, on behalf of myself, I'm Kevin O'Warren, your host and moderator, for Dan the Hockey Dude, for Dorian the DA Albright, for Daryl D. Dubs Warren, for James the Angry One for Warren, and for Mike Mills. Yo, this is the Sports Chasers podcast. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Hey, hit us up on Wednesday night on the same time, same channel as we run this back again, man. About 90-minute standalone show, man. This is the Sports Chasers podcast. Y'all be good. Y'all be blessed. And we'll see you on Wednesday. Peace.
Enjoy it.